No,
you know, I was 18 once too. They all told me the same thing.
No, it's real.
I went to a massage parlor and asked the lady to play with my wieners. She kicked my ass right the fuck out of that massage parlor.
This is not that type of
Called
party.
the police and everything else.
That's
man.
Damn, that's sexual assault act.
No, I thought it came with a massage. I didn't.
No.
Everybody told me it did. That place over there, yeah.
No. You go in there and you get a massage, and then and then she offers more. You understand?
Consensual massages.
That's how that works.
Yeah, those
First you pay for regular massage.
those fleeting moments of non-emotional sex are over for me.
Emotional.
I need to have
That weird.
Oh shit! I dropped your soda.
That weirdo over there, he got some from over there.
Mama!
I'm recording this live, bro. No, I'm not.
That
But I'm
one weirdo
recording.
that fucking drives around with the white like Crown Vic
This
with
is
the
epic.
fucking like chain
And I gotta,
wheel,
like, record
steering
it.
wheel.
Edit it.
He's like some pedo
We'll
looking
upload it.
motherfucker.
No, it's just him. And no one's on it.
The only guy I can think of, that's Juan. Yeah, he's all fucked up.
Leader for this evening's
bad
debate is
sciatica.
Kristen Welker
What about
of NBC News.
Helped him do his laundry once.
Good evening, everyone. Good
Apparently you
evening.
just forgot about what
Thank you so much for being
Sorry.
here. It is such an honor for me to moderate this debate tonight,
Talking
the
about
final
happy ending.
debate.
Okay,
I want to
so-
welcome the first family and the first lady.
hug.
We're
Nope.
so glad and thankful that you are feeling better. I want to welcome the Biden family, Dr. Jill Biden. Thank you all for being here tonight. We are so excited. We're looking forward to a really robust discussion. And the only thing I would reiterate are the CPD guidelines that when the candidates are talking, please hold any applause or any
pay for
other
this, Fox
reactions, except of course when they walk out.
Because
Make
I
sure you
just turned
cheer
it
and
on
loud
and
and
it turned
applause so
itself
that
off,
everyone
saying
can
I
hear
need
you.
to contact
Thank
them.
you for having me. This is really the honor of a lifetime. I am going to sit down and just get organized and get
On
settled,
fucking
and the
YouTube.
show will start
Oh,
very
YouTubes.
soon.
Yes,
Thank you for being here.
All right, here we go.
Because that's how everything is now.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I'll check it out next time.
The tubes from the U.
You're gonna have to go to bit shoots though.
Bit shoots.
Get out, eh?
Bit shoots.
Yo, mama, yo, mama. Yo, mama came through with a little bag and a little kangaroo.
Rock in my pocket, a sack in my shoe.
There you go. What's up with you? What's up with the debates at bros or what the fuck?
Yeah,
oh,
you really
what
gotta
the
knock
fuck?
shit over like that, dog?
Jeez, I don't ever want to hear about me ever again falling down here. I didn't knock anything over. My legs
What the
were
fuck?
asleep, all right?
You can like plant your ass like fucking like not on the table, dude.
Sorry, dog. You know I'm a baby mom. Jelly roll.
I can't believe you just did that.
Here, lift up that
I'm
side.
fucking with you, Oscar.
Moving
Relax.
my way.
Jesus.
I told you, bro, about all this shit right here.
Hold up.
Hey, what happened? It got awful quiet.
Because they said nobody could
Just
talk.
a bit.
Trump already won, huh?
They were like, yeah.
Right there.
Is this those muting mics they were talking about?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on,
The
bro.
whole
Because I
debate
can't
is
hear
mute?
shit. I can't even hear nothing. Hear it?
No, not a freaking thing.
You
Not,
can't even hear not even
It's
the
like a-
fucking echo.
not
like a
even
fucking
fucking
fart and
crickets.
shit.
It's because you don't want to hear. You don't want us hear what's going on in the inside, the deep. You know.
Inside your-
Yeah, they don't want us to
So-
hear any secret mic things when they don't know that the microphone is on.
How
And
the
they
fuck
talk.
do they not know it? But now they block
Same
us
reason
off?
that guy jacked off on the Zoom fucking thing.
Oh, I didn't know.
What was the guy? He's a mayor or something? He's on a conference call with the rest of the
He was
town.
like everybody else had their dicks out. I don't know what the problem was. This is a conference.
I
They were
gotta
like,
say-
hey, wait a minute, that guy's not black. Like, get out of here.
I gotta say, I never once had the urge to jack off on TV in front of anybody else.
He
or,
wasn't on TV. He was
I
he
usually
was on a
went to,
fucking computer.
like
fucking-
hide in a closet or something. You know, wait till 3 in the morning.
Shit up, man.
That kind of shit.
Oh, what happened?
He was on his computer, dog. Like, he was on his computer.
You fucking chop
I
that
know what he
shit.
did. It's
I
full
know, I
of
got
shit.
pictures
It's all
of
over the internet.
I'm like him.
God.
Tubing.
Hey man, I gotta say, I gotta admire him. He's an old dude. He still gets hard on. Good for him.
That fool was all cracked out.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to
He
throw
wasn't right in the
No,
head,
there's a shit
that's
ton
for
of
sure.
roaches right there.
That fool was sitting there
That's why I didn't
jacking
like
off
giving
and
that hard
fucking
of a blow.
on fucking. He was like, watching fucking porn and fucking like, I'm in the debate. Oh, that fool fucking tubing. The guy that was jacking off and fucking, he was like watching porn and fucking jacking off and fucking like in the Zoom call
So
probably.
look at there. It was a blessing in disguise.
was
That
eating.
table hasn't been cleaned in 4 years.
I cleaned it earlier today,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, cuz.
Blessing in disguise. What the fuck?
That is not your cowboy hat. What the fuck, man? Okay.
What happened to the cowboy hat?
Oh, it's here.
Oh wait.
Nope, that's my Freddy hat.
That that's the first day I seen. I was like, that's
What the hell is this? Is like fucking like this is like fucking guy has the charisma of a damp
No,
rag. Like
it's-
everybody in that room is like is an alien.
Is it 6 o'clock yet? Is it time?
No,
Or
it's like 5
they're
minutes.
waiting?
Something's going on.
If somebody talks like they're gonna come up and execute him and shit.
They're like, you can't fucking do it.
It's 6 o'clock now.
They're like, you can't fucking do it.
Yeah, no, Red. You'd be on your ass and
This is the end of America.
No
right
sounds,
here. I hope
no
you guys
sounds.
realize it.
Because you know what they're doing? They're fucking editing speech or whatever, freedom of speech or whatever. I mean, this is like,
Yeah, this is the end of America.
like
This is like the two wings of the fucking bird like flapping at the same time.
they're gonna rip them apart. The reptilians just gonna come out of there and just shred them apart.
You mean the Republicans?
Reptilian Republicans.
Whatever.
See, maybe
We're not going to lose. Let's put it that way. All right? We're going to fucking win. And Biden's going to jail. Hunter's going to jail. Hillary's going to jail. Obama's going to hang.
They're gonna
Damn it.
assassinate
Damn
Donald
it.
Trump.
Damn it. Damn it.
Obama, Napica, Dama, Lama.
Fuck it. They're all traitors,
Rolling in the
dude.
pajamas
Shit.
and the Bahama
I've
Llamas.
been saying it
Obama,
for
Lama
years.
dropping bombs on you. With McCain and the cane. Insane.
They should just have
Napkins.
They should just have
Using
Donald
way too
Trump
many
and fucking
napkins.
Joe Biden come out and they should wrestle like fucking WWE.
Just
Like,
like, Trump's
And
gonna
whoever
run out
wins-
from the left and to the right and just like, hook
whoever
him.
wins, fucking like wins America. Like let's put it that
Right,
way. Like,
like-
that would be the best way to do it.
Like, you can have a
If it
wrestling
was
match.
like a
A fight
legit,
to the death.
like a legit
Like
wrestling
a hand,
match.
old man hand fight.
Between Trump and Biden.
Yeah, dude, like fucking like live, like
Oh, Trump would knock him out with one punch.
Hey, it reminds me of fucking
That'd be the
that with
best
fucking
thing
Seth
ever.
Green, fucking celebrity death match.
I haven't
You
seen
can
it.
have a celebrity death match right here.
oh, that fool Seth Green was part of it too.
I don't think Joe Biden has good balance along with his.
No, the other day, like we were watching that shit earlier. That fool fucking was like, "Where the hell do I go?" He's like, "Where am I?" He's like,
Where am I
after he
going?
fucking yeah, he was like, it was comedy, dude. He fucking stopped his speech and just was like, "Now where the hell do I go?" Where? I mean, it was funny as fuck. That fool's just like lost. He looks like a lost old man. Like, where am I? What do I say?
He'll start off with something.
Look, you
and
can't
it's
even
not
hear
about
her.
to start making sense.
See her?
Good evening from Belmont.
She already
University
said
in
something you didn't.
Nashville,
They barely
Tennessee.
unmuted
I'm
her.
Kristen Welker of NBC News.
She
and I
was
welcome
late
you
on
to
that
the
shit.
final 2020 presidential debate between President Donald J. Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. Tonight's debate is sponsored by the Commission on
She's an alien.
Presidential Debates.
You see the
it is
you see the
conducted
mines?
under health and safety
looks weird like
protocols
a robot.
designed by the Commission's health security
She's
advisor.
like Indian
the
or
audience here in the
tranny.
hall
She looks
has
like a
promised to
tranny.
remain silent. No cheers, boos, or
Hey,
other
she looks
interruptions.
nice.
Or she
except
just has
right
little
now,
lips.
As we welcome to the stage
A
former
tranny.
Vice President Joe
she has a
Biden and
reptilian.
President Donald J. Trump.
Very nice introduction, man.
Her chin's too much of a man chin.
Here's my guy, Donald Trump, baby.
Uh-oh.
No, that was fucking bumbling
Let's
Joe
see what
Biden.
I bet you this is over. in 1
Oh,
minute.
shit.
We're gonna have to take
No.
Biden out on the stretcher. No,
Shoot that fool.
this is ridiculous. This is like putting a 5-year-old against Trump.
And I do want to say a very good evening to both of you. This debate will cover 6 major topics. At the beginning of each
666.
section, each candidate will have
HR.
2 minutes uninterrupted to answer my first question. The debate commission will then turn on their microphone only when it is their turn to answer. And the commission will turn it off exactly when the 2 minutes have expired.
What?
After that, both microphones will remain on. But on behalf of the voters, I'm going to ask you to please speak one at a time. The goal is for you to hear each other and for the American people to hear every word of what you both have to say. And so with that, if you're ready,
Like how the
let's
last
start.
one?
And we will begin with the
Fuck
fight
you and your
against the
silent
coronavirus.
night
President
bullshit.
Trump, the first question is for you. The country is heading into a dangerous new phase. More than 40,000 Americans are in the hospital tonight with COVID, including record numbers here in Tennessee. And since the two of you last shared a stage, 16,000 Americans have died from COVID. So please be specific. How would you lead the country during this next stage of the coronavirus crisis? 2 minutes uninterrupted.
So, as you know, 2.2 million people modeled out were expected to die. We closed up the greatest economy in the world in order to fight this horrible disease that came from China. It's a worldwide pandemic. It's all over the world. You see the spikes in Europe and many other places right now. If you notice, the mortality rate is down 85%. The excess mortality rate is way down and much lower than almost any other country. And we're fighting it, and we're fighting it hard. There is a spike. There was a spike in Florida, and it's now gone. There was a very big spike in Texas. It's now gone. There was a very big spike in Arizona. It's now gone. And there are some spikes and surges in other places. They will soon be gone. We have a vaccine that's coming. It's ready. It's going to be announced within weeks, and it's going to be delivered. We have Operation Warp Speed, which is the military is
My
going
body,
to
my
distribute the
choice,
vaccine.
bitch.
I can tell you from personal experience that I was in the hospital. I had it, and I got better. And I will tell you that I had something that they gave me, a therapeutic, I guess they would call it. Some people could say it was a cure. But I was in for a short period of time.
They
and I
made
got
him a
better
reptile.
very fast, or I wouldn't be here tonight. And now they say I'm immune. Whether it's 4 months or a lifetime, nobody's been able to say that, but I'm immune. More and more people are getting better. We have a problem that's a worldwide problem. This is a worldwide problem. But I've been congratulated by the heads of many countries on what we've been able to do. If you take a look at what we've done in terms of goggles and masks and gowns and everything else, and in particular ventilators. We're now making ventilators all over the world, thousands and thousands a month, distributing them all over the world.
His
It
eyes
will
are
go
weird.
away, and as I say, we're rounding the turn, we're rounding the corner. It's going away.
Okay, former Vice President Biden, to you, how would you lead the country out of this crisis? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
220,000 Americans dead. You hear nothing else I say tonight. Hear this. Anyone who's responsible for not taking control, in fact, not saying I take no responsibility initially. Anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as President of the United States of America. We're in a situation where there are 1,000 deaths a day now, 1,000 deaths a day. And there are over 70,000 new cases per day. Compared to what's going on in Europe, as the New England Medical Journal said, they're starting from a very low rate. We're starting from a very high rate. The expectation is we'll have another 200,000 Americans dead between now and the end of the year. If we just wore these masks, the President's own advisors have told him, we could save 100,000 lives. And we're in a circumstance where the President thus far and still has no plan, no comprehensive plan. What I would do is make sure we have everyone encouraged to wear a mask all the time. I would make sure we move in the direction of rapid testing, investing in rapid testing. I would make sure that we
said wear a mask all the time.
how to open up schools and open up businesses so they can be safe and give them the wherewithal, the financial resources to be able to do that.
Wear this
We're
all
in
the
a
time.
situation now where
Yeah, well, where's
New
the
England Medical
stimulus
Journal,
check,
one of the
Biden,
most serious
that you
journals
guys
in
squashed?
the whole world, said for the first time ever that the way this president has responded to this crisis has
He's a
been
liar.
absolutely tragic. And so, folks, I will take care of this. I will end this. I will make sure we have a plan.
President Trump, I'd like to follow
I
up
think
with
he's
you
just
in
a
your
patsy, I
comments. You
swear.
talked about taking a therapeutic. I assume you're
set
referencing
him up all stupid
Regeneron. You also
default.
said a vaccine will be coming within weeks.
Yes.
Is that a guarantee?
No, it's not a guarantee, but it will be by the end of the year. But I think it has a good chance. There are two companies, I think, within a matter of weeks, and it will be distributed very quickly.
Can you tell us which companies?
Johnson & Johnson is doing very well. Moderna is doing very well. Pfizer is doing very well, and we have numerous others.
Johnson &
Then we
Johnson
also
always
have
been
others that
American.
We're working on very closely with other countries, in particular Europe.
Let me follow up with you, and because this is new information. You have said a vaccine is coming soon, within weeks now. Your own officials say it could take well into 2021 at the earliest for enough Americans to get vaccinated. And even then, they say the country will be wearing masks and distancing into 2022. Is your timeline realistic?
Hell yeah.
You know, I think my timeline
That's
is
just gonna
going
be
to
for
more
a long
accurate. I
time.
don't know that they're counting on the military the way I do, but we have our generals lined up, one in particular that's the head of logistics. And this is a very easy distribution for him. He's ready to go as soon as we have the vaccine, and we expect to have 100 million vials. As soon as we have the vaccine, he's ready to go.
Vice President Biden, your reaction, and just 40% of Americans say they would definitely agree to take
Mark
a
of the
coronavirus
beast
vaccine
coming up.
if it was approved by the government. What steps would you take to give Americans confidence in a vaccine if it were approved?
Make sure it's
Getting
totally
real out there, boys.
transparent. Have the science
We're about
the
ready
world
to
see
meet
it,
Jesus,
know
I
it,
think.
look at it, go through all the processes. And by the way, this is the
Scary
same fellow who
and
told you this is
exciting.
going to end by Easter last time. This is the same fellow who told you that, don't worry, we're going to end this by the summer. We're about to go into a dark winter. And he has no clear plan.
Dark
and there's
winter?
No prospect
That's what
that there's
they're
gonna
gonna
be a
start
vaccine
slugging it?
available for the
He said it
majority of
twice,
American
so
people
yeah,
Dark
it'll become a
next year.
catchphrase.
President Trump, your reaction, he says you have no plan.
We're going to have a dark winter. And,
There you
and
go,
all.
dark
We're
winter,
opening up our
hashtag.
country. We've learned and studied and understand the disease, which we didn't at the beginning. When I closed and banned
It's gonna be
China
bad.
from coming in heavily infected, and then ultimately Europe. But China was in January. Months later, he was saying I was xenophobic. I did it too soon. Now he's saying, oh, I should have, moved quicker. But he didn't move quicker. He was months behind me, many months behind me. And frankly, he ran the H1N1 swine flu, and it was a total disaster. Far less lethal, but it was a total disaster. Had that had this kind of numbers, 700,000 people would be dead right now. But it was a far less lethal disease. Look, his own person who ran that for him, who, as you know, was his chief of staff, said it was catastrophic. It was horrible. We didn't know what we were doing.
Frankie's
Now
up
he
joint
comes
over
up and he tells us how to do this. Also, everything that he said about the way every single move that he said we should make, that's what we've done. We've done all of it. But he was way behind us.
Vice President Biden, your response.
My response is he is xenophobic, but not because he shut down access from China. And he did it late after 40 countries had already done that. In addition to that, what he did, he made sure that we had 44 people that were in there in China trying to get to Wuhan to determine what exactly the source was. What did the president say in January? He said, no, he said, he's being transparent. The president of China is being transparent. We owe him a debt of gratitude. We have to thank him. And then what happened was we started talking about using the Defense Act to make sure we go out and get whatever is needed out there to protect people. And again, I go back to this. He had nothing. He did virtually nothing. And then he gets out of the hospital and he talks about don't worry, it's all going to be over soon. Come on. There's not another serious scientist in the world who thinks it's going to be over soon.
President Trump, your reaction?
I say we're learning to live with it. We have no choice. We can't lock ourselves up in a basement like Joe does. He has the ability to
That
lock
fool laughed
himself up. I don't know. He's obviously made a
I
lot
was
of
in
money
my basement.
someplace, but he has
I
this
was.
thing about living in a basement.
I was down there with the
People
little
can't
girls.
do that. By the way, I, as the president, couldn't
I
do
like
that.
kids
I'd love to
sitting
put
on my
myself
lap.
in the basement or in a beautiful room in the White House and go away for a year and a half until it disappears. I can't do that. And Kirsten,
You know who would have done it? Bush.
Every meeting I had, and I'd meet a lot
Who
of
would have
families,
been reading a book
including
upside down,
Goldstone
like-
families and
He's out.
military
Oh,
families.
what did?
Every meeting I had, and I had to meet them. I had
Some
to.
fool
It
throw a
would
shoe
be
at him
horrible
and
to have
dodge it all
canceled
with the fucking
everything.
quickness like
I
a
said,
fucking lizard man. Like,
this is dangerous, and you catch
what
it.
the
And, you know,
fuck?
I caught it.
That little
I
fucking
learned
bush
a lot.
motherfucker
I
fucking did
learned
that
a
shit
lot.
like all crazy.
Great doctors, great
That
hospitals.
fool's a fucking reptile
And
like a
now I
demon.
recovered. 99.9 of young people recover. 99% of people recover. We have to recover. We can't close up our nation. We have to
99.9
open our
upside
schools,
down,
and we can't close up
666.
our nation, or you're not going to have a nation.
Okay,
And of
KK.
course, the CDC has said young
gonna be
people
like the chicken
can
pox.
get sick with COVID-19 and can pass it. Vice
Dude.
President Biden, I want to talk broadly
Yep.
about strategy, though. You have
Can I respond to that?
30 seconds, please,
I
and then
already
I have
got
a
my
question.
chicken.
Number one, he says that we're learning to live with it. People are learning to die with it. You folks home will have an empty chair at the kitchen table this morning.
Who, me?
Man and wife going to bed tonight and reaching
Like, ain't no
over
one
to try
dying
to
around
touch
here.
the habit where their wife or
Where all
husband
the
was.
where
He's
all the
gone.
dead bums at?
I know. Why ain't the bums
Come on.
dying? What the fuck?
Dying
They're immune.
because he's never said
got that
he said it's
COVID-19
dangerous.
back in
When's the
fucking
last time?
Nam.
Is it really dangerous?
There's that
We've
we
been
Dangerous?
spreading
You
it.
tell the people.
Agent
What should we do
Orange
about
and
it?
shit.
The rat's been giving it to us. We've been feeding it to them too. Like it's
Let
a
me talk about
fucking
your
transitional
I take
fucking.
full
We eat the meat.
responsibility. It's not my fault.
It comes
that
and goes
came
in
here.
waves.
It's China's fault. And you know what? It's not Joe's fault that it came here either. It's China's fault.
China
they
vagina.
kept it from going into the rest of China for the most part, but they didn't keep it from coming out to the world,
They got
including Europe
told,
and ourselves.
what the fuck?
Vice President Biden.
The fact is that when we
North Korea came out with like
when
some
it hit,
fucking crazy ass
what
fucking
happened?
nuclear
What
missile
did the
there, like that
president
China
say?
gave them. They were
He
like,
said, don't worry.
Look what we
It's gonna
got.
go
Ha
away.
ha.
The
We gonna fire it
combination,
at
don't
you.
worry. Warm weather. Don't worry. Maybe inject bleach. He said he was kidding when he said that, but a lot of people thought it was serious. A whole
Inject
range of
bleach?
things the president has said. Even today,
never said none of that.
he thinks we are in control.
he
We're
said,
about
is
to
there,
lose
if there was a way,
200,000
like
more
fucking
people.
injecting bleach,
President Trump.
like fucking
Perhaps
onto,
just to
it was
finish
just like a
this.
metaphor. Like he was saying,
was
like
getting
imagine,
that,
like
just
if
to
bleach
finish
killed
this.
it, you know. He's like,
When I
they,
closed,
you know, it'd be great if there was just a way that they could fucking find a way, you
And
know.
that went on for months.
Lysol
What
kills that
Nancy
shit. It says
Pelosi
it
said
kills
the
it
same
and all
thing.
these
She was
other
dancing
things.
on the streets in Chinatown in San Francisco. But when I closed, he said, "This is a terrible thing. You're xenophobic." I think he called me racist even, and because I was closing it to China. Now he says I should have closed it earlier. It just, Joe, it doesn't work.
I didn't say
Joe Schmo?
You certainly did. You
And
certainly
I
did.
did. I talked about his xenophobia in a different context. It wasn't about closing the border.
You know,
to
when they
Chinese
touch your legs
coming
and
to the United
stuff.
States.
All right, I want to talk about both of your different strategies.
He's
to
xenophobic
handling
because he
this.
I
closed down
shouldn't have
China, but he
closed
should
the
have
border.
Well, let's.
That's obvious.
done it sooner.
Is that? Do you want to respond to that quickly, Vice President?
No.
Okay. Let's talk about your different strategies.
Like,
toward
did that fool
dealing
just
with
work
this.
himself
Mr. Vice
into a
President, you
donut, like, or
suggested
what?
you would support new shutdowns if scientists recommended it. What do you say to Americans who are fearful that the cost of shutdowns, the impact on the economy, the higher rates of hunger, depression, domestic and substance abuse outweighs the risk of exposure to the virus?
What I would say is I'm going to shut down the virus, not the country. It's his ineptitude that caused the virus.
No, it isn't,
To have
Biden.
to shut down in large part. Why businesses have gone under, why schools are closed, why so many people have lost their living, and why they're
Both said the
concerned.
same thing.
Those other concerns are real. That's why he should have been, instead of in a sand trap at his golf course, he should have been negotiating with Nancy Pelosi and the rest of the Democrats and Republicans about what to do about the acts they were passing for billions of dollars to make sure people had the capacity.
But you haven't ruled out more shutdowns.
Well, no, I'm not shutting down the name, but there are, look, they need standards. The standard is if you have a reproduction rate in a community that's above a certain level, everybody says, slow up, more social distancing, do not open bars and do not open gymnasiums, do not open until you get this under control. Under more control. But when you do open, give the people the capacity to be able to open and have the capacity to do it safely. For example, schools. Schools, they need a lot of money to open. They need to deal with ventilation systems. They need to deal with smaller classes, more teachers, more pods. And
With
he
ventilation
refused to support that money.
What?
Or at least up to now.
I
Let's
want my
talk
kid
about
on no
schools.
ventilator.
President
I
Trump,
think we have to respond if I'm right.
please, and then I have a follow-up.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. Look, all he does is talk about shutdowns, but forget about him. His Democrat governors,
Forget
Cuomo
about
in New
him.
York. You look at what's going on in California. You look at Pennsylvania, North Carolina. Democrats all, they're shut down so tight, and they're dying. They're dying. And he supports all these people. All he talks about is shutdowns. No, we're not going to shut down, and we have to open our schools. And it's like, as an example, I have a young son. He also tested positive. By the time I spoke to the doctor the second time, it was fine. It just went away. Young people, I guess it's their immune system.
Let me follow up with you, President Trump. You've demanded schools open in person and insist they can do it safely. But just
I gotta go call
yesterday,
this guy because
Boston became
I gotta
the
make my
latest
money
city
tonight,
to move
and
its
this fool's
public
been
school system
probably waiting on me.
entirely online after a coronavirus spike. What is your message to parents who worry that sending their children to school will endanger not only their kids but also their teachers and families?
I want to open the schools.
Okay,
The
well, I'm gonna take your
transfer
chair for a
rate
little while,
to
huh?
the teachers
You
is
all right?
very small, but I want to open the schools. We have to open our country. We're not going to have a country. You can't do this. We can't keep this country closed.
Dad?
This is a massive
There you go.
country with a massive economy. People are losing their jobs. They're committing suicide. There's depression, alcohol, drugs at a level that nobody's ever seen before. There's abuse, tremendous abuse. We have to open our country. You know, I've said it often, the cure cannot be worse than the problem itself. And that's what's happening. And he wants to close down, he'll close down the country if one person in our massive bureaucracy says we should close it down.
Vice President Biden, your
Simply
response.
not true. We ought to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. We ought to be able to safely open, but they need resources to open. You need to be able to, for example, if you're going to open a business, have social distancing within the business. You need to have, if you have a restaurant, you need to have plexiglass dividers so people cannot infect one another. You need to be in a position where you can take testing rapidly and know whether a person is in fact infected. You need to be able